Today on the Auburn Torch, we're taking a listen to some interesting comments from Auburn Gymnastics new head coach Ryan Roberts about the shape of the roster for 2027. Let's take a listen. Today on the Auburn Torch, Wednesday, April 29th, as you listen, we've got takeaways from the first press conference, introductory press conference of Auburn Gymnastics head coach Ryan Roberts. That's on the Torch right now if you missed it yesterday. Also, a preview of this weekend's men's and women's tennis regionals as we're counting down toward the weekend. For the NCAA tournament for men's and women's tennis. It's going to be big. But yeah, more takeaways on Ryan Roberts and what he said, what we'll be able to kind of piece from that, and some brand new things we learned from that. And for one of those, or I just kind of want to highlight here, we'll watch a little bit of it. Mostly just him talking about the current roster. So we'll watch a little bit of that and talk about that. The full press conference is also on the Auburn Torch YouTube channel. It's all there if you want to see it. If it's also on Oregon Plus, but if YouTube's easier for whatever reason, there it is. Check it out. But let's focus in on just this little bit about because I like to keep these podcast episode short and sweet. Let's just focus in a little bit on what he said about the current roster. I was kind of surprised by his answer, to be honest, and I'm gonna leave as much as I hate hearing my own voice, I'm gonna leave what he said in what I asked in just so you kind of get the full context of what I was asking. So let me turn this audio up. That would sure help. Here we go.
There's still a couple more weeks of the transfer portal being open. Yep. I mean, just by and large, roughly, do you think
who is that guy
going to be work for you to do or do you think, based on your conversations with the current athletes, that you guys are rocking with what you got?
I mean, I've met with every single one of the girls already, and we've had long conversations and they're ready to go. I want to keep the team as cohesive and together as I can.
How about that, huh? Wants to just keep it together as cohesive and together as he can. And it's interesting, again, no Auburn athlete has entered the transfer portal. I mean, in today's day and age, in these unprecedented times, in 2026, and NIL transfer portal, blah, 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 no Auburn gymnast has entered the portal yet. Obviously, he's going to put a caveat in here that something could still happen. There's still more that could take place. But here, let's just hear a little bit more of Ryan, and I'll talk more.
But of course, there is transfers, but we have the room, so I'm trying to keep the team cohesive to move forward together. But of course, I'm looking at the transfer portal, and as it goes, it's I'm always working that end and recruiting in general. So when there's movement still until May 13th for the transfer portal.
So he says. Here, I'll interrupt again. Here he says, there's still movement until May 13th, but he also said, hey, we have the room. And so, what he means by that, he also said, I will say, when he said there is transfers, I think he just means in 2026 transferring exists. I think that's what he's talking about. Just, hey, the portal exists. It's a reality that he's facing, right? That everyone is facing. I don't think he's alluding to anyone who is transferring out right now. But when he says there is room, obviously he's talking, he's talking about, a roster space, right? And it's interesting because he has a ton of returners, all but one, which is pretty crazy for a new coach to inherit, right? Only Hannah Hagel on the previous roster has expiring eligibility and is moving on. She was the only kind of only senior really celebrated, moving on and heading out. And interestingly, Auburn had 3 signees, so we thought there would be a little bit of movement roster-wise this off season, but with Jeff being fired, with Auburn parting ways with Jeff Graba, you get those signees, signed during the early signing period last November. They got a free release of their national letter of intent. There's 3 signees there. Audrey Snyder got released and has signed with Clemson. Done deal, gone. Ella Fine got released and is signed with Florida. Done deal, gone. But Lily Power is still committed to Auburn. Still seems to be at Auburn. I don't know if there's a window. I'll look into it for her to get out of her national letter of intent, but she's still Auburn. But that's one entry, and with Hannah, you have one exit. So the whole team could come back, as crazy as it sounds. And yeah, that does sound crazy, and maybe there will be portal activity. Here, let's hear what he's got a little more to say.
But ultimately speaking, like it's always going to be about the right fit. I told the team, I want their input when we bring recruits in because I want the right fit for this program and for what.
I think that says a lot, real quick. Just like, I told the team I want their input. That shows how much he likes this current roster insofar as he wants their input on who comes in and who fits in with them. So he very clearly likes the core that's currently there.
We want to build together. So that's a really important piece of this when we bring possible transfers or recruits in general. So that's my strategy there. Of course, like I'm always working and recruiting and everything, but it's a process and we'll see where it goes.
I do think it's entirely possible that maybe someone could still transfer. Someone could be waiting for the full staff to be assembled. Someone could be waiting for spots to be open at other places. Someone could have just been waiting. Maybe Auburn asked them nicely to not announce their entry into the portal until after Ryan's press conference here or after the staff is assembled. I mean, it's possible. So we'll see. So until he's saying, hey, there's still movement for the next, 17 days, 2 weeks or whatever. So we'll see. We'll just have to stay tuned. But I just wanted to point out how much he kind of likes this current roster. And if you haven't gotten enough of my voice, here's more of it.
Kind of first impressions of this group, meeting with
them?
Yeah.
They're hungry. I mean, pretty much same threads. I mean, they want to be coached. They want to be pushed. I mean, if you look at the roster, I mean, a lot of talented athletes. I mean, they're sitting right there. Amazing girls. I had really good conversations with them, and some of them hour-and-a-half conversations, and they know what they want. They know what they want of me. I asked them what their expectations of me were, expectations of the staff. So, obviously, they had some influence on what direction I went with, who I wanted to hire as well, just because of what they were looking for in a staff. But they're hungry to go, and I think they're ready to roll. It's just going to take a little bit, working on the culture a little bit, do a little programming, and I think we're going to have some success sooner than later.
I'm hearing a coach that's bought. You want players that are bought into your coach. I'm hearing a coach that's bought into his players. I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, I mean that was probably part of the story for Auburn in 2026 was just the lost potential, or like how, not to quote Hugh Freeze or whatever, Jeff never did this, but how close they were. They were a step away. And, they were just that one elevation away. And, like, really, golly, man, really could have been in the Sweet 16 and just seems so close with a healthy Bell and a healthy Jong to be getting, possibly the 197.3, 197.35 that you might need, depending on your draw, to make it to the national championship meet, to make it to the Elite Eight. I mean, it would have been a crazy story this year to go from whatever winless SEC and duels to NCAA meet, but low-key, high-key could have happened. But anyway, yeah, those are just a couple names. Bell, Jong, Neal, Greaves senior season. It is a good roster. Ryan is recognizing that, and I just think I do think it's really interesting, the level at which he is bought in, because so say okay, you're going to have your introductory press conference. You want to say all the nice things. You want to gas up maybe some of the people you're leaning on for this year. You want to get your players on board. So you might say X, Y, and Z about them, but I feel like this is a little step further. I mean, I feel like the boilerplate introductory press conference, we've got a great group here. This is a little step. This is a step beyond when he's saying, yeah, they helped shape who I brought in as assistants. What? That's a step beyond, right? Like, that's real faith in the group. That's some serious kind of, just faith in the group and buy into the group. So I do think that is very, very interesting. Hey, all right, that's me yapping. That's just a couple takeaways from the presser. We've got 5 of them at auburntorch.com. Please check it out. Subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want from the Torch. Let me know what's, hey, here we are, year 0, year 1 with Ryan Roberts. We'll be doing a lot of gymnastics. That's one of the front pieces of the Auburn Torch. And another one, tennis. This ain't no Arkansas. Tennis, women's tennis, Friday and Saturday. We're gonna have more on that, particularly the women. More on the women by the end of the week. Big home matches for the women at home Friday and Saturday. So we'll have much more on them as this week goes on. Until then, hey man, stick with it. Comment. Check out the Roberts story. Drop a comment in there if you can. If you're just seeing this, if this is one of your first times, I mean, maybe you caught this after seeing the Ryan Roberts, the presser on YouTube. Join us at Auburn Torch, auburntorch.com. Subscription's $4 a month. It's a great, trying to build it. It's a great place. It would be a great place and is a great place for you to drop your thoughts on Auburn gymnastics, to drop, and not, you post it on Twitter and someone, you don't know who's going to read it. You don't know how many people are going to, this is football or whatever. AuburnTorch.com, dedicated site to Olympic sports at Auburn. You're communicating with, you're talking with other dedicated fans who are actually willing to, drop the $4 or whatever instead of just, yelling on Twitter for free or yelling wherever they are for free. So I'll say it's kind of a built space, right? So join us, check it out, and we'll continue the conversation. Drop a comment, we'll read it out in the next episode of Torch Talk, and we'll keep this thing going. But hey, listen, more tennis on the horizon. Let me get out of here. Have yourself a happy Wednesday, and we will be back. And until then, take care.